Reports have emerged that Chinese nuclear attack submarines had attempted to secretly shadow the Royal Navy aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth as it sailed into the Pacific recently. But things didn't go according to plan, and they were detected by anti-submarine sonar operators aboard the frigates protecting the carrier strike group. Submarines are not supposed to get exposed like this. Remaining hidden from the enemy is the key. This has resulted in a lot of embarrassment for the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy, so much so that it had to employ the Chinese state news service, Global Times, which is the unofficial mouthpiece of the Chinese Communist Party, for damage control. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Britain's Royal Navy easily detected Chinese submarines. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. HMS Queen Elizabeth recently undertook its first operational deployment as part of Carrier Strike Group 21, CSG-21, which also includes the Royal Navy Type 45 destroyers HMS Diamond and HMS Defender, the Type 23 frigates HMS Richmond and HMS Kent, an Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarine, most likely HMS Artful, and 2 Royal Fleet Auxiliary support ships, RFA Tide Force and RFA Fort Victoria. In a statement provided to CNN, a spokesperson from Britain's Ministry of Defense had said the Carrier Strike Group was lawfully navigating in the South China Sea, just as 1/3 of global shipping does on an annual basis. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea. It said that it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have disputed these claims. The wide-reaching demarcation was rejected by an arbitral tribunal at The Hague in July 2016. Countries like the US, UK, Japan, and India have no claims in the area and want freedom of navigation as per international maritime laws. China had vehemently opposed the transit by the Royal Navy fleet. As reported by UK-based publication Express, 2 7,000-ton Shang-class submarines, which are armed with cruise missiles, were located by specialists in the operations room of HMS Richmond and HMS Kent as the carrier group left the South China Sea and moved into the Pacific Ocean. The Royal Navy had expected activity from Chinese submarines and Beijing's intelligence-gathering spy ships, and the carrier was shadowed for a short period before being located by sonar radar. It was added that operators aboard the frigates, which were working together in a sweep pattern, pinged, naval terminology for locating a subsurface contact, within 6 hours of leaving the South China Sea, an area over which Beijing insists it has sovereignty of the sea lanes after it built several artificial islands. Not only this, but it was also reported that a Royal Navy Astute-class submarine is understood to have identified a 3rd Shang boat as it patrolled ahead of the task force in what submariners call running silent, a process in which no noise is made by the crew and allows operators to locate any subsurface contact. Viewers may note that submarines can be detected by the unique sound signature generated from their propellers. The louder the noise, the easier it is to detect. An embarrassed Chinese military has tried to gloss over the matter. An article has been published by Global Times for damage control. Global Times tried to provide a justification and stated, however, several Chinese military experts, reached by the Global Times on Monday, questioned the authenticity of the report, as they believe that by publishing such a report, the UK is showing off its presence. Many UK warships have not reached full operational capacity, and their anti-submarine capability is limited, said Song Zhongping, a military expert and TV commentator. That's why the report's trying to boast of the UK's anti-submarine capability through the means of belittling China's submarines, Song said. When conducting an ambush or interception, a submarine does not need to be near a hostile warship to launch a long-range strike, another Chinese military expert told the Global Times, requesting anonymity. From so far away, it's very difficult to spot the submarine, the expert said. As a necessary measure of defense, it is possible that the PLA used the HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier strike group as an imaginary target for practice, a submarine expert who asked not to be identified told the Global Times. It's also possible that the Chinese submarines intentionally revealed themselves after having accomplished their missions, sending a warning to the UK carrier group, experts said. There's no reason for Chinese submarines to intentionally divulge their acoustic signature to a rival. Once the signature is known to the enemy, it can easily track the submarine in the future. It's well known that Chinese submarines are noisy and not dependable. Just some time back, China's largest submarine, Type 94, suddenly surfaced among Vietnamese fishing boats in the South China Sea. Speculations indicate that something went wrong and the vessel was forced to surface unwillingly. Some reports indicated that it was caught in fishing nets. Chinese, like the Russians, never disclose anything which shows weakness or failure. The same thing's playing out, but that can't change the truth. The quantity of Chinese naval assets is impressive, but quality is not up to the mark.